Hey there, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Andy and I'm currently a member of the United States Air Force Reserves here at Luke Air Force Base, as well as a licensed realtor here in the state of Arizona. Today I'm going to be telling you 5 things I wish I knew before I PCS to Luke Air Force Base. This video is something I really wish that I had before I PCSed here to Luke Air Force Base. I had a wife and a 1-year-old daughter when we packed up everything and moved 2,000 miles across the country to come here to the state of Arizona. So if you're anything like me, I hope this video is really helpful for you, let you know a little bit about Luke Air Force Base in the state of Arizona. And without further ado, let's hop into the video. Now let's get started with an in-depth look into Luke Air Force Base. Luke Air Force Base is a critical training base located right here in Maricopa County. It's going to be in the city of Glendale. It's going to be in the West Valley as well, and that's something you'll probably hear a lot when you move here is East versus West Valley. Just know when I'm talking about that, I mean as far east as the I-17, as far west as the city of Buckeye, and about as far north as the city of Anthem. While there are many things happening at Luke Air Force Base, the main mission is the training of fighter pilots. In fact, Luke Air Force Base has the largest concentration of F-35s in one place, and also still has a handful of F-16s still flying around that are operational here. The base's location here in the West Valley offers kind of a unique blend between military lifestyle, city life, and it also offers a manageable drive to the middle of nowhere if that's something you're looking for when you actually PCS here. The base itself is going to be located right in the middle of a bunch of great cities that you can live in here. So while you PCS here, you're going to have a lot of options kind of looking at where you want to live, what school districts your kids want to be in, what communities are safe, and hopefully this video will help you make a decision on where it is that you would actually like to live while you're stationed here at Luke Air Force Base. Your choice of where to live here while stationed at Luke Air Force Base can really determine whether you're going to have a good experience or not. I really hope that you do have a good experience here. Arizona is my home, obviously. I'm in the reserves now. I really do love this state, and I really hope that you're able to make an informed decision after watching this video. So speaking of cities to live in while you're stationed here at Luke Air Force Base, I want to go over what my top 3 cities are to live in here in 2023-2024. These are going to be a personal list that I have. I'm only going to go over 3 of them. However, there are plenty of options. These are just going to be 3 that I found to be probably the best, in my opinion, based on my own metrics, to be the best place to live outside of Luke Air Force Base. The 3 things that I'm going to be looking at today are the drive times to and from base. I'm also going to be looking at the safety of the communities, what the response times of police would be to your community if there is something criminal going on. And we're also going to be looking at school districts. I have a family, so I'm a little bit biased towards this. If you don't have a family, it's sort of something that you can ignore, but it's my opinion that if you're located in a safe and good school district that you're going to be surrounded by other families, you're going to have other kids around, it's going to make your community a lot better to live in. So right now, let's hop into my top 3. Here we go. Number 1 is the City of Surprise. City of Surprise is going to be number 1 for a few reasons. First off, the drive time from base. We're located just north of base here. It's going to be anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes depending on where you live in the City of Surprise. Even in the northernmost North Copper Canyon community, it's only going to be about a 25-minute drive anywhere on base about. Next up, we have the safety in the community. The average police response time in the City of Surprise is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Right under that 5-minute mark. Makes me feel extremely safe, especially with a young family starting out here in Surprise, Arizona. Next up, we're gonna have the school system or the school district that we have here. You're gonna be sending your kids to Dysart Unified School District if you're sending your kids to public school here in Surprise, which was actually voted best public school district here in the state, which is just fantastic. They have great programs, great sports. A lot of military families live in Surprise, and they do send their kids to the Dysart Unified School District as well. Number 2 on our list, we have the city of Peoria. Peoria is going to be located just northeast of base. It's going to be anywhere from about a 15 to 20 minute to anywhere to a 30 to 35 minute drive back to base. That's going as far north as the community of Estancia and Peoria. If you're living up there, it's probably going to take you anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes to get to where you need to be on base. Hopping right into the safety of the community, the average police response time in Peoria is going to be just under 6 minutes. So it's gonna be a little bit worse than the city of Surprise, but again, it's a fantastic response time. Peoria is a really safe community. And as far as the school district goes, Peoria Unified School District has some great sports programs. They also have some prestigious accreditations. So, I mean, personally, if I had to send my own daughter to their school district, I would be more than thrilled. They do a fantastic job out there. And now finally, last but not least on my list is going to be the city of Goodyear. Goodyear is located just south of base. It's going to be anywhere from a 10 to a maybe 35-minute drive depending on where you live in Goodyear. They have a fantastic police response time. It's actually the fastest on my list, coming in at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And they also have a handful of school districts that really serve the area of Goodyear. They also have a handful of charter schools that are available to you as well. And that's something that you'll probably run into when you first move here, is charter schools are very popular here in the state of Arizona. So if that's the way that you want to go with your kids, there's always options out there, but they're all different. Now, the reason why Goodyear was number 3 on my list, and again, these are my top 3, I like to be a little bit further away from base. I like to have a nice mix between military family and community, and civilian life and civilian community as well. And so living in the cities of Surprise and Peoria and Goodyear, you'll probably get a good blend of all of that together. So real talk, this list was made from my personal beliefs and my own metrics. There are other great cities and unincorporated areas to live in. You know, you have Waddell, Avondale, you could live in Glendale, you can live out in Buckeye, it's gonna be a little bit further away, but there are definitely a lot of options available to you while you're living here. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always call me or text me. You can send me an email, or if you leave a comment down below, I can get back to that as soon as possible. So without further ado, let's hop into the next section. So next up, I'd like to cover what are some fun things to do here while you're stationed in Arizona. So as a lot of you probably heard, it's going to be hot here. More on that later in the video on how to survive the heat. But honestly, there are a ton of fun things to do here in the state of Arizona. Anything from hiking outdoors to partaking in sporting events, things of that nature. There's really going to be, you know, anything in between. There's going to be anything in there that's going to pique your interest. So for hiking, you have the White Tank Mountains, which are going to be just west of base. Those have some great hiking trails. Again, you can get out during, you know, really any time of the year. I recommend not going in the summer, but anytime, fall, winter, spring, fantastic times to get out in nature. The desert out here is a colorful desert. It's very beautiful, it's very colorful. There's a lot of cactuses and flowers. It is really a sight to behold once you get out here. I think you'll see what I mean. In the east, we have Camelback Mountain. Camelback Mountain, of course, is probably one of the more famous mountains here in Arizona, and it really does have the same, you know, hiking trails, offers great views, really great to get out there with the family and just, you know, kind of explore the area and where it is that you live here now in the valley. As far as sporting events go, depending on where you live around Luke Air Force Base, if you're staying in the West Valley, it will really be only about a 30 to 45-minute drive to either Chase Field if you want to watch the Arizona Diamondbacks for baseball, or to Footprint Center if you wanted to watch the Phoenix Suns play basketball, or even over to Westgate where the Arizona Cardinals play football. You're really only about a 15 to 20-minute drive away from that as well, again, depending on where you live off of base. I also have to mention that while you're living here in the Valley, Major League Baseball holds their spring training right here every spring. This is a great opportunity for you and your family to get out and go see some Major League teams play for really cheap. Tickets are typically a lot cheaper than they are for the normal baseball games, so that's another thing that you can take advantage of while you're living here in the state of Arizona. I could probably go on for another 20 minutes about the fun things to do in your community, but for the sake of keeping this video shorter, I just have to let you know, in your community, there's likely going to be a lot of things for you and your family to partake in. Anything from just authentic food to just cultural events. There's going to be a lot of things here available to you, and it would just be impossible for me to cover it all in one video. However, if you have any questions or if you just want to know a little bit more about the area, again, it's free to reach out to me. I'm a free service to you. You can reach out anytime. My phone number, email will be linked on the screen. You can drop a comment down below as well, and I'll get back to that. The heat. The Arizona heat here is intense during the summer. With temperatures going up as high as 120 degrees, I have to recommend stay hydrated, wear sunblock, and just stay inside for most of the day unless you're out doing water activities or you're just properly hydrating. Arizona's climate may be challenging during the summer months, but as you move more into the fall, into the winter, and into the spring, Arizona really does become that paradise state. Something you have to understand about Arizona is it's very opposite to most states that we have here in the continental United States. Most people during the winter times are going to be staying inside to escape the extreme colds, while here in Arizona, we're going to be staying indoors during the summer months to escape the extreme hots. Now, there are ways that you can get away from the heat here in Arizona. You can always just drive an hour north up to Flagstaff, and at the elevation there, you'll have cooler temperatures, and that's a nice escape. And a lot of people do that here in the valley while they live here. If you do decide to stay here in the valley during the summer months, you really have to find ways to get out of the house and explore, so you're not just sitting in the house all day. Some things that I like to do, I like to go hiking early in the morning around 5, 6 a.m. just to get out before the heat of the day really kicks in. And I also really like to go swimming as well. A lot of communities, like the community I live in, has an HOA with a community pool, and that's just a great opportunity to get outside, hop in some cool water during those hot summer months, and that's what a lot of families end up doing here. So it's a great opportunity to meet other families and just meet other people that live in your community. And again, even as a redhead living here in the Valley of the Sun, for somebody who's almost partially allergic to the sun and has to wear sunblock almost every day, I really have come to enjoy living here in the Valley of the Sun, even during the summer months when I can get out and go hiking and go swimming and just really partake in activities around my community. So lastly, I want to go over some of the BAH rates that we are going to have here while stationed at Luke Air Force Base. As I mentioned previously, I am a realtor here in the state of Arizona, and I do help military families buy or sell their home here. And so I just want to go over a little bit of what is affordable for certain families, whether you're officer or enlisted. So if you're enlisted, BAH rates can be anywhere from $16.50 to around $25.80, depending on your rank, your time in service, and if you have dependents or not. And if you're officer, your rates are going to be anywhere from $1,900 to $2,800, depending on, again, your rank, time in service, and if you have dependents or not with you. So these rates are important to know. These will tell you how much house you can afford, whether you're buying and you're trying to qualify for a home loan, or whether you're trying to rent a home here in the state of Arizona. I always have to recommend buying a home here. House prices are just continuously going up here, so it's a great investment for you. And whenever you're renting, you're really just paying somebody else's mortgage for them, so why not pay yourself that mortgage and build some equity in a home? That's what I always say, that's my recommendation. But if you're in a place where you can't afford to buy a home, or you can't really budget enough to buy a home, or you can't qualify, we can always try to help you rent a home here in the state of Arizona. If you have any questions about like current rates or up to date, what's the hot spot to live in here in the West Valley, you can always call me, call or text. I'll have my phone number here on the screen, or you can email me anytime and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Comment section down below as well. Well, that's it. That's all I have for you today. That was 5 things that I wish I knew more about when I was PCSing here to Luke Air Force Base. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Especially if you're military, I want to help you guys PCS here, get to know a little bit more about the Luke community that we have, whether you're on the active duty side or on the reserve side, going to the 56th Fighter Wing or the 944th Fighter Wing. I'm in the 944th. I've worked active duty with the 56th Fighter Wing. I know a little bit about the base. I know a lot about the housing around here. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. My contact information will be listed on the screen now, and you can always leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, I can respond there as well.